All right, everybody, welcome to the first interview on Puller Magazine. I've got the first dude in the hot seat right now. Is an absolute monster. This dude went on an absolute tear at Mississippi State, going undefeated, and became the #1 ranked arm wrestler in the country. Congratulations, man. And this is the Iron Man, Daniel Mosier. Congratulations and welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure to have you. And let's see, we'll just go right into it with what my questions on you. I mean, I remember you from back in the day, the WAL days, and you were just another dude out there. I was one of the top pullers in my weight class and in the left-hand category anyways, and even my right hand I was doing pretty well. I was beating dudes like Craig Tullier and dudes like that, and to be honest with you, I would see dudes like that at the table and I'd be scared. When I saw you, I wasn't that concerned. You know what I mean? You weren't really on the radar of somebody that like, Dan, you don't want to mess with him. That's changed. Like, you're the man now. Seems like no one can beat you. What happened? Like, back then you were just a journeyman arm wrestler, and now you're that dude. What's the difference?
I've been taking my training really seriously and just trying to do the best I can to build strength and endurance, and mainly my hand and wrist exercise and everything, and my speed, my coordination. Once I got my mind and my muscles to kind of sync together where I could hit fast and have control of the match, that made me step up to the next level. Right.
So obviously everybody wants to hit fast, everybody wants to hit strong. What made that change? One day you're pressing normal, you're pushing normal, your strength is normal, and now your hits just not even like no one can even see it, and the pressure behind it just looks like immense. So what is it that really was the key to making you build that pressure and that speed?
I feel like I had the know-how to do it the whole time. I wanted to be fast, and I knew I wanted to hit first off the go, but I couldn't make my muscles do what my mind wanted to do when I got to the table. And I'd end up making a mistake, and the other person would go before me. But I feel like the most of it is my hand and wrist power and having the ability to turn that on in a split second's time. I've just worked on it for years, and it's taken me about probably 6 or 7 years to get to the point where I could actually make my muscles and my hands do what I wanted to do in my mind. So I feel like making that hand and muscle coordination has been the biggest part.
Okay, a lot of mental to go along with the physical.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. And
just confidence. You have to tell yourself that you're better than the opponent, no matter who it is or how big they are, or you've already lost.
Guys, I got a secret for y'all. My left arm is so fucking strong right now.
Right. That's in any sport.
You just have that. Yeah.
Right. So what do you think differentiates just a regular puller, from that top level puller? Between their training and their consistency, what is it that makes just a regular dude at a tournament and a dude like yourself, top 10 in the country, now #1?
I think a lot of it is just confidence and going to enough tournaments and competing in enough classes to where you know what your opponent's going to do. You kind of have a understanding of what each opponent, what their technique is, whether it's a hooker or a top roller. And I believe if you study enough and you learn what your opponent's going to do at the table, you can kind of have your strategy planned out before you step to the table. You already know what's going to happen, and you know what you're going to do to attack their weakness.
Right.
But I think the novice guys, they just don't know enough about the sport and about how to use their hand and wrist and their side pressure to their advantage. So it just takes time and to build your tendon strength also, and then have the understanding of how to use it in a split second's time at the table. That's the hardest part, because a split second, you make a wrong decision or you reposition your body, the other person's going to get an advantage and beat you.
Right. So looking back on the beginning of your career and where you are now, what would you tell yourself at the beginning of your career, looking back, or say another puller that's beginning their career that has some potential? What's some advice that you would give to them?
The best thing I ever did in my career was to move to Louisiana and start training with a huge group of guys. We have an awesome team here. I started training with Ray Hendricks, Craig Tullier, Austin McGraw. There's a great group of guys that we pull with every week. And having that group of people with different size hands, different speed, different technique, different amounts of side pressure, and different setups at the table, that's made me a completely different person than I was when I only had a small group of guys to practice and train with. So I've been training hard with those guys and going to more and more tournaments, competing in more weight classes. You'll see me compete in the 198, sometimes all the weight classes above that. So that's just to get more experience and more strength against stronger opponents, and hopefully be able to have it easier in my own weight class when I go back down.
Sure. Okay. So everybody's into your hot sauce now. I was actually online trying to order myself some last night. Come to find out, it looks like I got talked to the man to get some. But what made you get into this, brother? Like, why hot sauce?
It was like a joke at first. We used to see who could eat the hottest candy and the hottest peppers, and we started just growing peppers as a joke, kind of just to play around at first. But then we started making the sauce, and everybody started liking it.
Okay. I put a lot on. Is it spicy? Oh, that's really good. That is really good.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like that
So
stuff.
I like whatever's going on with these Carolina Reapers. That's what I like.
And so it's kind of got into a full-blown hobby now. It's almost to the point where we're going to have to open a business eventually. So it just started out as a joke, but it's going really well, and it's getting more popular across the world. So it's a big advantage to have that capsaicin in your system too. It helps with your circulation, gets blood into your muscles. So there is a little science behind it too.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's beneficial to arm wrestlers then. So what if I were to order, anybody were to order some flavors of your sauce, what were a couple that you'd suggest?
My favorite is probably the smoked jalapeno. So I put jalapenos in a smoker for about 8 hours to make the flavor. And then the mango, we have a mango madness. It's made with fresh mangoes and imported vinegars and everything. It has a real good flavor. So those are probably my two favorites, but depends on the heat level you like. If you like really hot sauce, we have several different ones that are way hotter than those, but most people like a more mild, a fruity kind of a smoked flavor.
Right.
Those sell the most.
Yeah, see, I'm a pussy, so
Well,
I'm a pussy, man. I'm gonna have to go with the mild. But that roasted jalapeno, that sounds good. That's not too spicy.
No, it's like a medium heat, but it gives your food a flavor like you cook on a grill. Any burger or chicken or whatever, it tastes like it came off the grill. It's amazing.
Okay, so for now, if somebody wants to get their hands on sauce, they just hit you up directly.
Yeah, I've had we have a Facebook page called Mosier Spice. Instagram. My wife's correcting me in the back.
Yeah, that's where I was at last night.
Mosier Spice. So you can message. My wife takes care of all that stuff. So you can message on there, and she'll give you a list of what's currently available, and she'll hook you up. She helps me so much. She helps me so much in making sauces and tasting everything, and does the bottling and everything, and makes the labels. So she's a huge part of it.
Well, she can expect an order from me soon, because I'm gonna be doing a little hot sauce review on here soon. All right. So, my dude Ryan Bowen called you out. He wants to put some hands on you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that call out? Seems like everybody's calling you out, but right now Ryan wants to pull you.
Yeah, he already had his opportunity, but I'm looking forward to the next match. I'm not really wanting to do super matches at the moment because I'm more geared towards going to tournaments and doing well. And when you go have a super match at a tournament, it blows you out for the tournament, and you end up losing to people you shouldn't lose to. So
Right.
I'm more geared towards training for tournaments. If he comes to a tournament and we pull in a tournament, that's perfect. But other than that, I'm not trying to have super matches with people because I'm more interested in going and winning tournaments, pulling against some multiple people and getting wins against the top guys rather than going against somebody that's not even from here, and blowing myself out for the rest of the tournament.
I was just thinking about that, man, because I haven't been arm wrestling for a while. I got in a car accident a couple of years ago, and I just accepted a super match at the next TEL3, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, all these pullers I've never been able to arm wrestle, and now I'm going to be half a man. You know what I mean? I'm going to go into the tournament weak. So yeah, that's definitely something you got to keep in mind when you're trying to stay at the top, especially where you are right now. So if you had to call out who your favorite puller is, who's your favorite guy to watch? Did we cut out? I think I lost you, brother. You back?
Yeah, it's cutting out.
Okay. Did you hear that question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, who would you say is your favorite puller to watch arm wrestling? Why?
Michael Todd's a great dude. He's a personal friend of mine. He's a great arm wrestler. A lot of people give him a lot of crap about the King's move and all that. But he's not just a one-dimensional arm wrestler. He has a whole lot of things in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't use it a lot of the time. But he's a great guy. And Craig Tullier, he's a great guy. He's a super fast hitter like I am. So I like watching him pull. There's a huge list of people that are really good arm wrestlers. Cobra Rose is a friend of mine. He used to pull all the time. And it's great to watch him pull because you see how he can manipulate someone's hand and wrist and use that long lever as an advantage to him. So
right.
There's a list of great pullers, and I love watching all matches just to see how the other person fights against them to get an advantage.
Sure. Let's see what else I got for you. So I know you just said you're not interested in super matches, but hypothetically, because we're all about rankings and all that, but let's say Jeff Frank, which shout out to Jeff Frank doing big things at the TAL. TL2 was huge. TL3 should be big too. Let's say the dude called you tomorrow and said 10K. Whoever wins between you and Jordan out of his pocket, 10K. Would you take it?
If it was at 200 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, at 205?
Gladly.
Hell yeah.
At 200 or 2. Yeah, I'd do it. But I don't want to put my personal money up because, like I said, I'm not even interested in the super matches as far as training for them or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I train for them, but I don't like super matches at most tournaments. If it was a super match on its own, it might be different, but I'm not really geared toward that. I like to go to the tournament, compete against everyone, and give myself a fair shot against everyone rather than competing against one person that really don't matter.
Right.
Because he's not in the same weight class. Because I'm a 198-pound puller. He's like 242 or something the last time that he pulled. So, and he's strong as a bulldozer, but I want to be able to compete against guys my size. And if we meet at a tournament at 200 or 205 pounds, that's great, But as far as a super match goes, he would have to cut a lot of weight to get to my weight if I were going to take that under any circumstance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how the hell he's going to manage to cut all that weight, but... Oh, did we lose each other?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how... Yeah. I don't know how he's going to manage to cut that much damn weight, but if he does, that would be a match to see. That's for sure. Still can't hear me?
I feel like that cutting that amount... Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like cutting that amount of weight, 40 pounds, 45 pounds, would be a huge, huge loss of strength. So I don't know, but I feel like that would be a huge disadvantage.
I would imagine.
And I'm going to come in at 200 pounds. I would come in at 200 pounds being normal and strong as ever, and he would be coming in after a huge diet, so I feel like it would be bad. But regardless, if we have a match, we'll, eventually find out.
Right. Can't wait to see it. Let's see. All right, so what's your, that's pretty much the end of it for me. What's your long-term goal in the sport? Is there any tournaments you plan on winning, or anything that just in long-term that you want to solidify yourself as? Or
I would love to go back to Zloty and get that world championship if I'm able to do it. Travel over there is tough right now. They canceled the tournament for 2019, so that's one of my goals, is to make that, to get that world championship. And I would like to go to the Arnold Classic. I go to it every year. I won it in 2018. I'd like to win that again. So that's a really good tournament.
Right.
There's a lot of great tournaments going on right now, but travel's the main thing. It's hard to get to a lot of the tournaments because of the travel restrictions and the way the COVID and all that's going. So I don't have any tournaments set up right now. I'm going to pull at TAL3, of course, because that's right here in my home state. But that's really the only thing I have on the radar at the moment.
Okay, I got you. Hold on 1 second for me, brother. All right, so now we're going to switch to community questions. So these are questions that came from different folks in the community. We'll start with Paul Italia. Paul Italia is a new arm wrestler in the community. Definitely a fresh dude. Has been putting a lot of work into building the sport and promoting a lot of arm wrestlers. And right now he's doing this event where he travels from state to state and puts on clinics for arm wrestlers. Brings in Travis Bagent and other popular arm wrestlers. So look out for him. He wants to ask, how do you train for your speed, or your side pressure and your speed? I know we kind of covered that, but if you could maybe give some examples of some exercises or maybe a secret that you use to build that type of speed and pressure.
The main thing I do is I use elastic resistance bands and train my setup and my hits to be as fast as I can, to hit the pad as fast as I can. That's the majority of my training for the hits. And the side pressure, I do heavy holds on the cable pulleys with Country Crush roller grips, and do a lot of holds, side pressure holds. I feel like static holds and side pressure exercises are great, but they'll also hurt your elbow if you do too much of it. So you gotta take it easy with those.
I got you. Okay. All right, so the next question is going to be from Ben Nguyen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but Ben is a new arm wrestler out of Washington. Really entertaining dude. This dude is fast, strong. He pulls multiple weight classes. He's part of Team Armstrong out of Washington, who is led by Jacob Abbott. Really talented group of dudes up there. Huge team. So he says, your wife is Vietnamese. Do you think all the bone broth from your wife's cooking contributes to your bone structure's health for arm wrestling?
Oh, I absolutely think it helps because she makes pho, Vietnamese pho noodle soup, and the way that she cooks all the bones and makes the broth and all that definitely helps with the vitamins and all the minerals and everything needed. So I don't know exactly how much it helps, but I definitely know it's a health advantage. So I can't promise any advantage from doing it, but I know it definitely helps me and I feel good when I eat it. So I'm going to continue that.
There you go. You heard it, arm wrestlers. Stop eating McDonald's and go get some pho. Build up your bones.
Get some hot sauce and some.
That's what's up. All right, so from the next dude, well known in the arm wrestling community, one of the best producers out there, Brad Cook of, I'll shoot out your name of the production company, 217.
217.
Yeah, 217. Yeah, my bad, Brad. 217. Check them out. Their YouTube videos are crazy, dope-ass content over there. So his question is, 2020 seemed to be the year of the content creator in our sport. What was your biggest takeaway from it, and what would you like to see happen moving forward?
Content creator. Well, I'm trying to add to my presence online, like YouTube and my Instagram and all that, my social media, and trying to get involved with more people that have the big following and everything. So I just want to do the best I can to get my name out there and let everyone know who's who in arm wrestling, and to promote the sport, because the sport's blowing up in popularity. And I think that's going to help all the pullers with sponsorships and get bigger out turnouts at tournaments, and just overall expanding the sport, getting a lot of new guys started, and that brings a lot of money into the sport as well. Prize money, entry fees at tournaments. I mean, it's going to be a great year, I hope. And moving forward, I would just like to see more new people get into it and make the tournaments bigger and better all along.
Hell yeah. So, actually, he wanted to follow up with a kind of follow-up question on that, which it looks like you're already headed in that direction. Would you consider starting your own YouTube channel and putting up your own content regularly?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel myself, but I don't put a lot on there, but I've been trying to add to it lately. So it's just Daniel Ironman Mosier.
All right. We'll keep an eye out for that.
I want to keep adding to it.
Hell yeah. All right. So from the next question is going to be from armfighter.com. Armfighter actually is the folks that named you #1 puller of the year for 2020. And those folks said, since you are one of the very few to bring home a prestigious medal from overseas recently, we're curious if you have any suggestions on how to make U.S. arm wrestling more competitive worldwide, or if you feel everything is working like a Swiss clock.
I think that if we could get the sponsorships like the overseas, like PAL has in the European countries, if the sponsorships could get to that level, I think they have a lot more money coming in and they can do a lot more with the money in their sport to expand it. But that tournament was amazing. They had light shows, they had smoke and lasers and all kinds of things going on there that I've never seen at one of the tournaments here, not at that level. So it's an amazing experience to be able to be on that stage in front of all that. They had cheerleaders and they had a DJ on stage and the light shows and everything, and big screens where they're projecting all the names of the upcoming matches and all that. So it's a whole different level of production. So I think if we could get that level of production and video crews and everything, highlighting the sport like they do in the foreign countries, I think that would make a huge improvement in the way the sport goes here.
Okay. Do you, I'll kind of tag on to that. Do you think that the production itself, obviously the WAL is doing pretty big things, but they're not making it a whole like venue like where you were at the Zloty. Do you think that the production is mainly all that's needed, or do we as arm wrestlers need to develop our skills so we can compete with those dudes, or do you think we're on par?
I think they probably take the arm wrestling a lot more serious over there compared to what some of the Americans do. I'm not saying nothing bad about them, but they are very strict on their rules over there. They're very strict on how they set up and how they train, their weight training at the gym. They have huge varieties of machines and tables and different workouts and stuff that they do on a regular basis. So I feel like they may take it a little more extreme than we do, and I feel like if we could kind of learn from that and follow along with what they do, then we might be able to get a step ahead of them. Because the guys here, we have great arm wrestlers, great strength and everything. I think the strength is comparable, but a lot of times that fast hit is so fast and so powerful that the match is over. So I learned so much from that tournament. I feel like that's been one of the best experiences of my arm wrestling career, was being able to attend there and learn how they set up and how their matches are so strict with elbow fouls and all that. I feel like that's helped me more than anything.
I got you. Let's see. So, last but not least from the community is Mr. Jamie Sheldon from NatFit. And if you don't know NetFit, they're one of the highest quality supplement lines that you can get out there right now. And if you're an arm wrestler and you don't have NetFit, wake the fuck up. Go get some NetFit. Hit up Jamie Sheldon and get your order in. So he says, I see that you eat plenty of protein. Other than the concrete creatine, what else do you take?
I can't even name all the different varieties of stuff I take, but I take a lot of herbs that increase blood flow, increase testosterone, help with water. They don't let you hold a lot of water, diuretic type pills. But I feel like that if people would turn to herbal supplements a little more than a lot of the chemical supplements on the market, that they would have better results, because all the plants and herbs and vitamins and everything that come from the earth have to be better for you than something made in a chemical lab somewhere, or, you know, some type of laboratory.
Right.
Okay.
So this next thing we're doing is kind of fun, kind of silly and stupid, but I don't know if you've ever seen it's called Think Quick. So basically I'll say one or two words, and then you'll quickly reply just right off the top of your head, like almost without even thinking. Just a few words, 1, 2, 3 words about the topic that I state. Okay. All right. So the first one, intentional fouls.
Devin.
Larry Wheels.
Bodybuilder, not arm wrestler.
Flop wrist press.
Jerry Caderet.
Donald Trump.
Great for the economy. I don't know what else to say.
Crystal hot sauce.
Water.
The WAL.
Most popular arm wrestler, not the best arm wrestler.
Okay. Barry Bourne.
Wasting my time.
Zloty.
Top level tournament, best arm wrestlers on the planet.
Booty implants.
Stupid. Do squats.
Super matches.
Great if they're not at the same time as a tournament.
Olympics in arm wrestling. Or arm wrestling in the Olympics? Yeah, arm wrestling in the Olympics.
That would be awesome, but I don't know how to go with drug testing.
The King's Move.
Last resort.
The TAL.
Up and coming, probably the next big thing in arm wrestling.
Apologize if I'm mispronouncing this, but Engin Terzi.
Oh, legend of the sport. I'd love to have a match with him.
Hell yeah. All right, Dan, that's it, brother. I appreciate you having on, everybody. Thank Dan for having us on, brother, and I'll be chatting with you soon about the magazine, man.
All right, man. Sounds good. I appreciate you having me, and thanks for your time.
I appreciate you, brother. Have a good night. Thanks for watching, peoples. And if you're digging the shirt that I'm wearing, the can opener t-shirt inspired by my man Devin Lorat, hop over to pullermagazine.com. Check out the fits that we got. A lot of y'all out there dressed like retired MMA fighters. Stop it. Also, while you're on the website, sign up for the newsletter so you can be updated when the first official issue of Puller Magazine becomes available.